true art believers, and welcome to the #1 live art streamer in the world. This is Pierson here. You are watching 200 Days of Drawing, and today is day 133, folks. 133, we're kicking it real, we're doing it hard, we're hitting hard. The weights, actually the drawing weight, and we're going to do day 133. This fan's on my face. Can you hear that fan? I don't know if you can. Anyways, got a piping hot drawing today. I'm going to kind of talk over the process. I'm going to turn the fan off. Nope, I'm going to leave it on. I got a piping hot drawing for you. Before I begin, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Really do appreciate it. I appreciate you. And I hope you enjoy the drawing process. Shall we begin, shall we? So before I begin, I want to do one thing. I got this camera here. I got to set up a time lapse. So I'm kind of hitting two birds with one stone. So that's what I typically do is I typically do a time lapse and I do a live stream at the same time. Now I know that there's other ways of doing this right now, like better ways. I just have yet to do it. It's one of the things I'm going to start doing in the future. So because I'm in a pinch for time and I want to keep it simple, we're going to go back to the basics. We're going to go back to the basics, folks. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to hit the time lapse button. I'm going to take this thing and then we're going to go to the background. We're going to open the background up. We did an orange color last time. I'm going to do a reddish tone this time. Actually, this is what I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about doing I don't know. No, we're going to do that. We're going to do exactly what I said I was going to do. I was thinking about doing like these grayer muted tones as the background tone. Just a little bit. Maybe have a little bit more chroma in there. There we go. So that when I do the foreground, like the actual cactus drawing, it's going to look a lot more vivid. So I am going to keep it really simple today. We're going to go, this is going to call it like the basic cactus. I'm going to call it like the basic cactus. And it's just going to be, just a kind of like just a simple little cactus. And then maybe that, or it is like going to do a really simple basic cactus. That's what I'm going to title it. Maybe I'll do a lump. No, we're just going to call it basic cactus today. I don't really, basic cactus it is today. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. You notice that when I say that, I don't really do anything different. I just kind of keep it simple and keep the strategy the same each time. And so we're just doing a very basic cactus. And this time, the different thing I'm doing today is I'm doing a grayish background, which is gonna make it a little abnormal for me to have like this grayish background occurring in the drawing. And I'm going to do a really deep pot this time. I'm going to do like a deep pot, and we're going to have a grayish red background. So this is something that kind of occurred to me earlier today. I was like, what if I, instead of having these really ultra, like these highly saturated backgrounds with like a high contrast color, what if I were to just really make it like a grayish tone? What would I do? What would that look like? And this is what I typically do, is I typically do a slightly different variation. Just a slightly different variation than before. And then that way, when I do what color did I have? Let's go with a more vivid, like a vivid, like a vivid there we go, something like this. A vivid background. So now like because It's there we go. And so we got this very distinct shape. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to I'm not going to do the transitional tone this time. I think I'm going to do like what I've been doing in the previous ones where I add like a bunch of layers. A bunch of like ooh, I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe what I need to do is going to minimize this. Take this tone G. There we go. We're going to do that. We're going to do a gray, a dark gray. That way my red pot will show. There we go. That's what I was worried about earlier. Hello, how are you doing today? I was worried about doing a having like this slightly red background and having a red pot. I'm good. I'm good. That's good to hear, man. I'm doing good. Just trying to knock this out in 30 minutes, and hopefully I'll get it done, and I'll be happy for the day. Like if I can get a drawing done in a day, or if I can get it. No, I'm drawing every day, but if I can get a drawing done in a good 30-minute time frame, I think I'm making good time. I think that's a good like level of like that's just a good amount of like just a very efficient with my time. So I'm starting out with a really simple. I say this all the time. Like I don't really change the formula with when I do these. I want to get so good at these that I can knock them out. Like I can knock them out in 30 minutes. You know, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to get really effective at doing these, and really learn the steps. You know, and all the while also doing them live, which has its own little, what would you call it, like trials. But you know, I'm doing good, and I'm about. Actually, I'm making really good time, and partially the reason why is the reason why I'm making really good time is we have this really simple cactus drawing today. It's really simple. I love simple, man. It's just simple is just simple, man. Like it's just great to have something that's just kind of simple and not have to worry about it being like perfect. There's something to be said about being able to do something that's really like just a simple little drawing and doing it efficiently is really it's really quite. I like doing it because I think I've stated this before, but I'm doing like these very long-winded portrait drawings, commissions, and to do something like this, something that's like just low volume, you know, it just it's just easy to do. I can knock it out, and it has a very nice outcome. I'm not, too, and if it doesn't turn out the way that I like it, I don't get really mad because I'm going to be doing another one that in about 24 hours. So if I don't get this one the way that I want it to look like this time around, I won't be so upset because in less than a day I'll be doing another one. And because they're so, I'm not saying they're easy, but they're I've become quite efficient at doing them. Okay, so now we have our cactus. I'm going to close this area out, or this group that I have. I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to play around with this tone here. Oops, no, we do not want that. There we go. And what if we do something like this, where we do like a, there we go, like a That's good. What you drawing? You know what? I might go back and not do that. I might just go keep it simple again. I'm just going to do this like really bright tone right here, really bright tone right here, and then do like a darker green right here. And then we're going to get the soft round brush. And, well, that's very nice of you. That should be fun, man. That should be a nice gift, man. But let me tell you that after a while, when you get more professional with your art, um, people don't want you to draw them gifts anymore. That's what happens. I'd like for a while I would give like gifts of my paintings to my friends, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, thanks." I even once I even once gave like I gave my friends like empty canvases and wrote your face here, and I was going to do like paint them a portrait. The only thing that was required of them to for the portrait was that they needed to they would need to sit down because they would have to sit down for like 5 hours or like 5 to 20 hours. So it'd have to be a portrait where they had to actually sit down to do to get their portrait, and they never came. It was kind of funny. I was like, I bought these. I'm offering a free portrait essentially, of which cost hundreds of dollars, but they weren't willing to sit down just to get it, like like a classical portrait painting where the model sits down and you're in person to person, you're painting from life. And so I did that, and nothing came from it, which is kind of funny. Anyhow, I think that's nice. So I've done that before. Now time for the texture. Time to hit the texture hard. I'm going to zoom in. Yeah, so I'm very pragmatic, which is basically a word of saying that I do I'm very what's the word? Pragmatic is like I do the same thing over and over again, like ritualistically. So I will you'll see me do the same style drawing over and over again. And if we want to be honest if we want to be honest, that's what a lot of um like those artists that you see on Instagram are. They're very pragmatic. They're just doing the same. They're just doing a different position. So like they'll do a lot of them will do like some sort of figure drawing, but they're pragmatic just in a different sense. Get this. I'm gonna do like a little gray. Excuse me. Excuse me. So 14 minutes, and already I'm on the texture side. So that's really good. That's not. I'm not mad about that. Actually, that's a really good position to be in to be able to be in this position to kind of play around with texture a little bit more. Yeah, it's coming along very good, very quickly, very efficiently. Not really a lot of hiccups, just a simple thing. Like it's it's hard to explain. The reason why I'm doing these simple drawings is because, well, I can finish them in 30 minutes, and I at the end of the day I'll have an object that I can sell for a print, and someone who wants it can have one, you know. Um, and I could be able to finish it in a short amount of time. What really attracts me to it is the fact that I'm able to finish it in 30 minutes, and it's very like reproducible. So like one of the things I'm going to do in the future is I got to look. I have my eyes on some other like tutorials that I've learned. I want to like practice on the side, and I might do that on Tuesday. If I can't get like a live art request, I might do like a live drawing study or learning. Watch me do a live tutorial. So like I'll watch a tutorial and I'll draw from the tutorial live. I think that might be another thing I might do, because there's a channel there on YouTube that I might want to do a little bit, kind of take a page out of from their book and draw from, because they're doing some really nice how-to tutorials. And I thought, you know what, some of those tutorials are very, not simple, but they're very straightforward. They're concise. I think if I were to follow it to a T, I could do a drawing similar to that. And I'm thinking about that might be something I might want to pursue in the future. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. And if you're what's happening right now is my computer's doing a little bit of a, it's kind of lagging right now, so I can't see when my brush strokes are what my brush is doing when I move around. So it's doing a little bit of lagging. So I'm just trying to, there you go, do something like that. You're like really enthused about my cactus drawings here. Like you must really like cactuses. I mean, um, you're probably the most enthused person I've seen. I've had on here on my live stream regarding cactus drawings, and that's great. You know, I mean, I don't know what else is happening on Twitch. I think I've watched a few things. I think I've seen some really unique drawings. I've seen some pretty unique drawings. And then I've seen some that aren't so unique. I know that, why isn't my brush scaling up? Let's do this. There we go. Like I know that uh-oh. What's happening? Okay. There we go. I know that anime is really, like, manga drawings is pretty popular on there. So this is what I'm kind of doing. I'm just kind of I do this really simple little cast shadow with my cactuses, and then I just kind of play around with yellows for the sand. And really, I just have to give credit to the brush. Really, the brush is like the best. It's like the best brush ever for just simple texture. And I can't take credit for making it. I didn't make it. I got it from like a painting, like a little online painting course, and I've been using it ever since. I've only been using it for this. I haven't been using it for my own work. because I don't know what I'd use it for at this point, you know. But you know, I might use it for my own work sometime in the future if I see that I could, if I see that there's a need for it. So a little bit of hypersaturated yellow. Yeah, just hypersaturated yellow. And now we're going to do the cactus real quick, making good time. We're in 20 minutes. Normally when I'm at the cactus portion, it's at like 25, 26 minutes, sometimes even later. So we're making really, 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 really good time. But you got to, I got to remind you that when I've been doing this, I normally spend a little bit more time on the background elements. I make them a little bit more elaborate, but lately I've been just keeping them simple and doing like a simple gradient so that I can really play around with texture on the cactus and play it around with like just the cactus. I just want to play around with the cactus a little bit more and get more like basically drawing time with the cactus is what I've been trying to do, and it's been really hard doing that when I have like elaborate like an elaborate like under like background shape and with all these weird tones happening. So that's why I'm pretty pleased. So that fact that I'm going to get this done, this is going to be done. I think this is going to be done in 30 minutes, literally, and that's including my. I don't know. Well, watch me like say that now, and then all of a sudden I start drawing on it, and like, oh no, oh no, oh, that's no good. That's what we need to do. Oh no, where's my mouse? There we go. Just really simple work here. I'm going to move this right here. So what I'm doing right here is I'm adding a little bit of blue right here in the shadow. It's actually like a teal, but a little bit of blue and teal, a dark teal and blue right here. You can see like just a little bit of dark teal and blue so that it works with this area right here. So that's what I like to do is I like to do a little bit of that. Oops. So I'm going to like fiddle around with it. I don't know how much detail I'm going to add in the background here because I kind of like it as is. Like I might add a few things here. I don't know. Like maybe this tone right here could be a nice little touch as well. I might need to go a little bit darker on the green here, really to kind of separate it. Something like that. You know, let's play around here a little bit. We're just going to kind of play around, see where it takes me. I'm going to be doing a lot of like testing of colors, using the eyedrop tool to test the nearby colors to make a more of a textury transitional tone. So that's what you see me doing right now is I'm kind of stopping, testing the color a little bit, making a brush stroke here and there, testing the color, making a brush stroke, testing the color, making a brush stroke. So it's going to make it more of a distinct, even transitional tone, you know. So that's what I'm doing right now, just kind of testing, brush stroke, testing, make a brush stroke. Sometimes just kind of playing around a little bit more, like maybe add a little bit of this right here. Just testing with the eyedrop tool again. Sometimes though it skips it there's a delay between testing and the eyedrop. So like I typically like test, but I don't make sure that I actually took a sample of that tone, and it kind of there's a delay. So what I think I'm going to do here is we're going to do a little bit of we're going to do a little bit of a teal up here. And the same goes here. We're going to do a little bit of a teal on the side here. Just a smidge, like very small blue. So we zoom in, just see a little bit of that teal kind of there, and a little bit of teal, like a dark blue right there, dark teal. And then we're going to zoom out again. And I think what I'm going to do is that's pretty dark, but I'm going to make the brush smaller. We're at 27 minutes. I think around 29 minutes or so is when I'm going to kind of say, that's it. We're going to move in for the final touches, which is basically the what would you call it? The thorns. And then we're going to call it a day. Just kind of go from there. I'm trying to make the drawing simple enough that I can get the drawing completed in a certain time frame, you know. And to some extent, I'm actually doing pretty well at that. But I'm also trying to set a time limit because I don't want to be caught in this forever zone where I keep like playing around with the texture, because it doesn't necessarily make it doesn't necessarily like, it's not like it's just making it that much better. It's not like the drawing's improving significantly every time I add a brush stroke. And just because I'm at like playing around with it, like moving my brush on the actual piece does not mean I'm making it better. So sometimes I'll just say, you know what, I think that's the limit. Call it a day, and move on. And there's nothing wrong with that. And as a matter of fact, it can be helpful, because it can sometimes you can get caught in this like forever zone, you know. So I think that's it. We're at 29:14, and I'm gonna put thorns in there. I don't know how many thorns I'm gonna put in there. I'm just gonna kind of randomly put thorns in there and see how that looks. And the thorns are gonna be like a dark teal, so that they kind of relate. Oops, we need to put another layer. Going to be a dark teal at 10 pixels. So we're going to be a dark teal at 10 pixels, and so that they can relate with the teal background. I kind of like doing the neutral, like the dark gray background. So I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to make these like longer, and I'm not going to be as sporadic. and I'm going to put them in kind of like close pairs. You know, just kind of take my time. Not necessarily take my time, but not like go do 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 do. You know, like I'm like a thorn machine gun. Boop, 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 boop. No, I'm just gonna kind of like put some here and go a little slow, move down this way. Do one right here. You know, do one right here. Do another one right here. Right here. Something like this. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to think of it as like I'm zigzagging. So like I'll like I'm making zigzags with thorns. It does look like the sea. It's just very simple gradient that I just kind of hand drew, and I thought that that's one reason why I've been doing those backgrounds like that is because for one, I need to practice that type of like just need to practice that, and I think practicing it just like makes you better and better at it. So like, you know, just doing it by hand is a nice little practice. It's not just blue. It's got like tealish, and it's got a little bit of blue in the center, and then it's got like a dark teal on the bottom as well. And put maybe one right here. Now, I'm gonna put some thorns here, thorn right here, thorn right here, thorn right here, thorn right here. And maybe a thorn right here. No. And I think I'll leave it like that. That is it. I am done with it, folks. I'm going to move this around. I'm going to try to move it around. Apparently I can't. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to go right here, take this tone. Actually, what if I do it? What if I do it like a... Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do a, what is it? It's a P 21. What day is it? 133. We're at day 133. 133. 133 out of 200. And bam, you know. 133 out of 200. We got one cactus done in roughly 31 minutes. Pretty nice. And I even got pretty. I'm gonna kind of break down what I did a little bit. I was pretty clever. I hypersaturated the colors here, so they're like this is like a bright red orange, so that's why they're projecting forward. And then I hypersaturated some yellow here, and I used some blues in the shadows of the greens here, so that the shadows have a little bit more richness to it. So there is some. I'm being intellectual with the color manipulation, but people don't know this. So that's a very technical thing to do, is to add like some colors in those shadows. So that helps with making it feel more rich, and it also helps by making it feel like the background relates to the actual foreground. And the same thing with the highlights. I did a little bit of like a bright, not like a super bright teal, but like, you know, I added some teal spackling or scumbling on these areas here, you know, and that helps unify the piece a little bit. And that is it, friends. I gotta call it a day. I gotta get downstairs and spend time with the family. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the drawing process. I kind of like the gray background. I was thinking about this for about like a day, and I was thinking, you know what? I do all these backgrounds that are hyper saturated. Let's flip the script and do like a very muted background tone, and I think that makes the colors even more vivid. Look at that. Those greens look so much more rich, you know? Anyways, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the drawing process. I hope to see you again. I am planning on doing different things besides cactuses. I think I drew something right here. I'm gonna have to remove that. I plan on doing other things besides cactuses. But you know, what was I gonna say? But they're going to be like a special drawing session. They're going to be a special live stream. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it, what it's going to be. In the future, I think I'm going to start pushing for a live art request. But in the meantime, I might do like Matt does an art tutorial off of YouTube. You know, he watches an art tutorial, and I'm just like drawing it. You know. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I got to get going. Enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful day. Cheers. Pierson out.